Hey there. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. It is 2 days after Easter. Now, if you're Christian, of course, Easter is all about celebrating the resurrection of Christ. Um, but this whole season, whether you celebrate Easter or not, the whole season with the flowers beginning to bloom and the trees beginning to bud, there are lots and lots of people who are just celebrating the promise and the truth of new life and of rebirth and renewal, because it's all around us in nature, and the grass that's beginning to get greener as we go further into spring, and so it's just a really wonderful time to remember that this earth and this season of renewal and rebirth comes around year after year after year. And as we sit in the middle of this kind of unprecedented time with the COVID-19 pandemic, it it can sometimes seem like it's winning, I guess. But this too will pass, and spring will come, and new life will come, and rebirth and renewal will come. And so this Sunday, as some of you know, I am an ordained pastor, and I'm working with a church right now that has had to hand its building over to another congregation and say a huge goodbye. It's kind of a huge loss and a huge grief for these people. And Easter needed to mean something. We couldn't just let it go by. COVID-19 can, create the situation where the people couldn't gather as they usually do on Sunday morning for their Easter service. That's true. COVID-19 can do that. But it didn't have to stop me, at least, from standing boldly and firmly in a truth that is even bigger than COVID-19. And that is that truth of the promise of new life, of rebirth, of renewal that comes around again and again and again. And so that's exactly how I went into that Sunday morning. Obviously, we didn't gather as a congregation for a typical Easter service, but I decided that COVID-19 couldn't keep me from bringing Easter to each of my parishioners who were struggling with their own grief and their own loss of their church building, and needed more than many other years, needed that promise of new life and of hope that comes with Easter and with the spring. And so that's exactly what I did with the help of my two daughters, and my oldest and I, who both play the French horns, put together some Easter songs, and we took those out to our parishioners and we played outside their windows. And they got to hear some of the music that's meant so much to them. And we delivered a flower, which we left in their yards to let the sun sanitize and all of that, so that they could bring it into their home and know that Easter indeed had arrived. And with that, the promise of all that Easter and the spring bring with them. So I wanted to share the video of our horn playing, of our little performance, for you today. It's not a polished performance. You'll hear, a mistake here and a mistake there. It really wasn't about being polished. It wasn't about coming up with the best and the brightest. It was about just wanting to share and wanting to do all we could to stand, like I said, firm and bold in the face of COVID-19 with a truth so much greater that that rebirth and new life is possible, and even more important, that love incarnate, love in human form, love shared by human beings like you and me, is bigger and stronger and greater than even COVID-19. And so enjoy, if this is something that will bring you delight, enjoy. And indeed, as we go forward into this week, may we all get in touch with that love within each of us that we have to share with ourselves, and to share with others around us, the truth of love in human form and the power of love in human form.
Good.
Yeah.
Who's gonna move the thing? My neighbor's out over there. I don't think we have to worry about it blowing in. There's not much we're not gonna do. I never take all my breath. Yeah, I can. Don't worry about it. Here, I can do this. It's fine. Okay. Yep.